Spooky Lou with another WrestleRoni for you. You ain't ready for this. I'm excited. You see this iron being pumped all the way from the land down under. The founder and owner
Well,
of
you know, just wait for a
APW.
bit later because not only have I got to have a bit of size, got to have a bit of speed to
Woo!
fight this guy. G'day everyone, I'm Birdman Picasso. Sorry mate, I didn't give you a chance to open up, but I'm getting ready for this guy here. Pump it in. Not this Saturday, but the Saturday afterward. This guy here had the chance to belt me in the ring, and he did it. He went to water, and then what happens after that? He messaged me on Facebook, told me off, called me, you know, and then he blocked me. And I said, bro, you had the chance to belt me in the ring, and you did it. Now you want to come to my house and belt me for real, and you get arrested when you're going to belt me for real in the ring and not get arrested.
Wow.
And how you going? Sorry about that.
No, man, I understand.
That's how I get ready for more shows. You know, I really hate this bloke. Like, fans are telling me off and they're blocking me, mate. You know, what a piece of dirt, mate. This is stuff I've got to put up with all the time, mate. These puppets in Sydney, these wrestlers, these fat cats, they all pieces of dirt.
Jealousy,
except for War,
jealousy
Rockhampton.
can work wonders, my friend.
Wrestling legends, Rockhampton, my favourites, mate. What we got over here? Oh, this belt, mate.
Okay.
That's my hard belt. They're
Hell
polishing
yeah.
it.
Let's see. Look at this. Beautiful.
I haven't got my APW belt. I lost that on the weekend. And my APW women's champ interfered, helped that bruiser, and gave me a cannonball. And she broke my nose. But, man, have you seen my APW champion? What a way to get your nose broken. My female champion, that is not my male one. No, I don't want him to give me a cannonball. Sorry about that.
No. Hey, I love the Garbage Hell Kids shirt. I love the excitement. I'm so glad to have you on. I've been pumped about it. Anybody can tell you I've been pumped about it. Thank you for coming on WrestleRoni.
No, sorry for overtaking. Yeah. Your gig, mate, I sort of tend to do that, you know what I mean?
Hey, man, you be you. That's why I want you here. You're a character,
man. I trying to show you something else, mate. That's where it started, mate. But, you know, I don't want to go there, mate. They're all right with the orange, but they're all colourful now. But that's my one there. I don't know if you can see it or not. APW, Australian Pro Wrestling. The Eagle. Yeah, the Eagle, mate.
Hell yeah. Best flyers in the game. Look at
I beg your
that.
pardon.
Best reels on Facebook, best flyers in the game. There's a reason I reached out to Phil Picasso, the Birdman Picasso. You're killing it over there in Australia.
There's a lot of lazy people out there, and social media is great. You know, it all started with COVID, and I made these stories about Spiky Ball, there's a king of spiky balls. And unless I go there, and from there I said, mate, once this COVID's over, I'm going to open up the gig, and I'm going to use social media to put myself over. And boy, did I put myself over. I'm just being the rest because they're all lazy. Like, you know what I mean? They charge you an arm length for a poster, and they hassle all your wrestlers every night. Excuse me, can I have my high-resolution pictures? Well, I don't need high-resolution pictures, mate. I can turn any piece of crap look good, mate.
Yep. There you go.
Yeah, that's the last thing, mate. You know, like, you know, I've got no family, mate. You know, my kids are grown up. My wife kicked me out about 20 years ago. Not her fault, not her fault. Don't blame my beautiful ex-wife. I still love her, mate. Not her fault. She just married the wrong person, me. Anyhow, let's not go there. That's a different story. I'm more worried about Cabbage Bag kid, mate. The guy that turned around and threatened me on the net that blocked me, mate. And what about the clown, mate? Got kicked out of his hometown. No one will wrestle him in his hometown. I want to take him on, but he's too scared to jump in the ring with me. Because, you see, I don't really do professional wrestling. I do something else called Aussie Biffo, mate, where we hit sort of a bit hard and hit for real, man. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And, you know, if you come to an APW show, I know you're a bit far because you're over in Yankee Doodle land, Yankee Uncle Sam land, but if you come to one of my shows, you don't know what you got to see, mate. Tables, chairs, they got to start from the side, jump out of cars. My shows are utter madness. I can't even control my boys, mate. You know, I can't control my boys. They sort of control me. I give them something called creative freedom, which other fat cats don't do here, but the other fat cats around this place are all mad, mate.
Good for you.
That's a fat cats of wrestling.
Well, and that's why you're successful. You're giving the boys freedom. It sounds like you got respect. You got a respectful crew. What does the crew mean for you? Who's some of your best cats you got at the moment?
I got the. He calls himself the Fly, but I call him Buzz Buzz because at the end of the day, something which wrestlers have got to realise is that you don't make the character. You don't pick if you're a baby face or heel. The fans do, mate. You go out there with your heart, man. You know what I mean? The fans pick it. Give the fans what they want, mate, And even in Australia, land down under, we like it hard, mate. The harder you hit them, the harder you chop them, the better, mate. My belt, for example, mate. That was a fair dinkum shoot, my APW belt. First time I had to lose it. I turned around and I said the first one to open my chest for real with his hands will get my belt. So what happens? I go up to Port Macquarie about 500 or 600 k's away, and I meet this bloke called Cobra John from Venom Pro Wrestling. He owns Venom Pro Wrestling up in Queensland. And he goes around hitting walls, practicing. I didn't know that, mate. Third chop there goes and blood out of my chest. So now I'm stuck with these guys up in Queensland, which is about 1,200 kilometres up the road, trying to get him back to Sydney to get my belt back. And so then what happens, I want him back and I take my belt back off him and I wanted my chest open. And I told him, please, chop me, open up my chest so all the blood can come out, I can hold the belt up in there. It looks great, mate. You know what I mean? I'm going to knock you out. But before I knock you out, open up my chest. And there I am. He gave me about 30 chops. I'm nearly passing out. He keeps hitting my neck all over the place. Chest is all purple. But guess what? The bloody thing wouldn't open. It just wouldn't open up. I don't know how kayfabe it is, but one thing I won't do, mate, if I got to bleed, forget about the little old tricks, mate. I'll do it fair dinkum. I'll do it for real, man. You know what I mean? We don't muck around, mate. We don't know who's going to win or lose. This is a ring, mate. We're fair dinkum, mate. We actually hate each other, mate. You know what I mean? We go out there and build this living daylights out of it. But only in the ring. Walking down the street and someone smacks me in the head, I'll walk away, mate. I respect the law, mate. But in the ring, God help you.
Hell yeah. You guys go hard down there. I've seen the clips. I'm loving it. You should be damn proud of what
the harder the better, mate. The harder the better, mate. I'm nearly 60 years old and I'm still taking clothes out of the ring and a suplex back in the ring because the day I can't wrestle, the day I can't bump, I'll call it a day, mate. I got blokes half my age out there with my promotion. I'm trying to give them a big push, but forget it, mate. Forget it, mate. They all love the Birdman. What I mean? They still love this old bastard. I don't know why.
How can you not?
Maybe it's my bubbly personality.
Hey, you inspire me, man. Almost 60 and still out there killing it, taking the chops and bleeding and doing your thing. When did the wrestling journey start? What can you tell us about that?
Late 90s. I never wanted to be a wrestler. I was more into pumping weights, but one of my mates opened up the federation. That was the IWA. Okay. And they was actually the best man at my wedding, and I joined it then, you know what I mean? That was a lot of fun, mate.
Okay. Heck yeah.
We used to do a lot of, when I first started, about 99, 2000. 99 was my year.
Yeah?
That's when I kicked off, you know what I mean? We're doing shows and the boys would go out there and the fans would be not doing much and the boys would come back and they say the fans don't understand wrestling. They get no head. I'll be scratching my head laughing to myself. And as soon as I went out there, the whole place just exploded, mate. Those would come out the highway to hell screaming. I'll give you one. This is what I used to do. I used to go, ladies and gentlemen, the boys and girls, are you ready? Are you ready for the madness? Are you ready for the insanity? Are you ready for the class of Aussie people? Hit him with the old Aussie people.
I love it. And you
But then what happened in about 2004, I got this stupid tattoo on my chest.
Okay.
Of this bird, you see? I used to be Phil Picasso. So I got this stupid bird tattooed on my chest. Not bad. Look at that. Look at that, mate. 57 years old, mate. And anyhow, I got the stupid bird. I've had too much pre-workout. I'm starting to get really hot. Anyhow, let's not go there. Anyhow, I got the stupid bird tattooed on my chest, and we're at the Royal Easter show, and they turned around. They want me to give out show bags with my chicken mask. Where's my chicken mask? Let me find my chicken mask. Hang on.
I love the chicken mask. Oh,
yeah, here's my chicken mask. Yeah, they made me put this chicken mask on my head, mate.
Okay.
And run around giving out show bags. See?
Let's see it. Check this out. Only on the Roni. Only on the Roni. There we go.
So that's my chicken mask. And they made me get this chicken mask, and they'll play quack, 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 quack. And I was giving out little show bags to all the kiddies at the Easter show. And from there, they thought there's a grow this. They kept doing it all the time. And then they started calling me Birdman and Chicken Man. So I never wanted to be the Birdman, you know what I mean?
Right.
The fans made the Birdman.
Well, so you're stuck with it, ain't you?
Yeah, well, it's over. It's easy. See, for me, pro wrestling or Aussie Biffo, whatever you want to call it, for me, it's all about characters, mate. For me, you go out there making an idiot, not taking yourself seriously, looking like an idiot, cheering the people up, and then you smash the bloke. You smash each other really hard, and the crowd go, man, this is unreal. You know, where I learn a lot of the stuff from, it might be, you know, you guys might be a bit young for this, but the Three Stooges. The Three Stooges taught me so much.
Okay, how so? How so?
Do you know the Three Stooges, Larry, Harry, and Moe?
Yes, sir. Promise.
Yeah, well, and Abbott and Costello, they were in the wrestling ring once too. All that slapstick. For me, wrestling's slapstick, mate. You know what I mean? Like slap. Yeah, slap, slap. You see, let me tell you something. When you come to Australia and you go to some of the other promotions, you might see a bit of Nintendo wrestling or a tea party, you know what I mean? Where they all kiss each other backstage, you know, where it's a bit of a work. But not my shows, brother. Not my shows. You come to an APW show, you know my boys, mate, because we don't do that boring chain wrestling, mate. You know what I mean? That's old school. Every 5 seconds, that ring's got to go bang, bang, bang. Otherwise, the crowd go home. You know what I mean? I do that now. And I have been shows that people have gone home. And by the time I come to my match, they all gone. Because, you know, they think the promoter I'm going to do a warm-up match. No, not my match. My last show, first match, straight into the hardcore weapons, mate. My match, my boys. None of this chain wrestling. It's punch, kick, slam, punch, kick, slam. Because if they do anything else and they're boring my punters, you know what I do, mate? I become the chairman of APW, and I go out there with a chair and I smash the whole lot of them to go home.
I love it.
Sorry, mate. I just hate the boring wrestling, mate. I'm just very passionate, mate. I'm 24/7, mate. You know what I mean? Like, that's all I ever think about. That's all I invest. Every show I lose about $2,000, but I don't care because I'm happy and I do it my way, you know? But let me tell you a story. Let me tell you a quick story. The Nana from AWS, she helps me out, you know, and she's the one that got me started, helped me fill out the insurance work. Give me Bexley Manor Hall. Actually, I kicked her out. I haven't took it. I went in there and I kicked AWS and took their belt. But anyhow, let's not go there. The skipping camera. You might not know that. Skippy the bush kangaroo. Anyhow, I forgot what I was saying. I get a bit excited in the morning after a bit of C4 pre-workout and pumping some weights.
I love it.
And plus I work long hours.
All about it.
Yeah. Every show I'll say I lose about $2,000. I don't care because I'm happy. You know what I mean? I get to do it my way, you know? I don't have to put up with that boring crap, you know, because, you know, I've done stuff like driven the wrestling truck to the show, wasted all day, first one out of bed, last one in bed, bought 50 punters to the show, there's only 200 people, and I go in the ring and they give me 10 seconds, then I lose my shit, and I'll bash the referee, and bash my opponent, bash the whole bloody lot, and they kick me off the show, kick me out of the promotion, you know. If one of my boys done that on my show, just bashed her on the referee, just went mental. Guess what, man? I wouldn't kick him off. I'll make him my champ. I'll give him the title shot, man.
I love it. So now you're doing things your way, by God. I'm all about it.
Yeah, oh my God, I am. It cost me too fast. I still got to argue with people, mate. You know, you got these wrestlers and they knock back 2 or 3 shows. Then they ring up and say, mate, if I do a show for you, do you reckon you make and book me? I said, hang on, brother. You just knocked back 2 or 3 shows. And now you're asking for a booking somewhere else. Man, are you for real, man? Like, you know, I'm the fat cat. I'm the one that's opening up my wallet. I'll tell you. You don't tell me. Got to put up with all this crap, you know what I mean? Then you got the wrestlers that are stuck up and treat other promotions and other people like dirt, like the clown, and then they get blacklisted and they wonder why, mate. Me, I got a heart of gold, mate. If I pay for you to come to my house, mate, you come. I don't rely on the people at the door that pay the workers, mate. I rely my job. You know what I mean?
Okay, I get it.
I work, and I make sure when I put on the shows that I keep it cheap. You know what I mean?
Okay, I get it. I dig it. What was the transition like going from wrestler, now you're running the promotion, now you got to deal with the boys, now you got to book them. How did you handle that?
Oh, it's simple, mate. If they give me a hard time, I tell them, mate, we're going to do a Royal Rumble. We're going to give you a bit of a hiding, and usually they run away. You know what I mean? And they man enough, they stay, mate. You know, I just don't put up with no crack, mate. Just throw them straight out the door, mate. They all know me, mate. You know what, mate? Half the guys are too scared to open up their mouths, especially on the internet, because I wipe the floor with them. They'll end up in my reels, which is shown all worldwide, mate. Phil Picasso is my name. You want to look it up? And Australian Pro Wrestling Picasso is my website.
Oh, check it out. For the love of God, check it out. Please do. Highly recommended. I love it.
Oh, mate, you'll get Pink Floyd at Dark Side of the Moon. Next minute, my brain will be exploding. God knows what you'll end up seeing on my show. And you know, mate, it's all over the place. It all comes from the heart. And it's just shot right there and there. Because that's the thing, mate. People talk about doing promos. Mm-hmm. You know, promos is not something which you do. Promos is something that comes from the heart. I don't tell my boys to do promos. If they feel like doing it, do one and send it to me. Otherwise, forget it, mate. You know what I mean? You know, I'll think of something and bang, I'm going to go home, mate. I'll shoot it out in 5 seconds. You know, you got to do it right then and then.
And you're the one editing these reels. Coming up on 60, you've got a grasp on technology. If you're the one editing these reels, they look fantastic.
Not only that, mate, I even make my own posters. And I turned around and said, leave me alone, poster boys. I'm making my own poster boys. And some idiot turned around and said, yeah, but don't pick on the poster boys. They got to eat too. And I told them, well, I'll tell them to go dig holes like I used to do it, mate. I'm not here to bloody pay for the poster boys, mate. You know, they charge an arm and leg and take you forever. When you can do your posters yourself, someone books you. Yeah, no worries, mate. I throw a poster up and 5 seconds later, the poster's up there. You know, like before I used to go look for P&G cartoons to put into my reels and the rest of it. Now I make P&G cartoons. How cool is that, man? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, I don't want to feed the poster boys, mate. You know, don't worry about the poster boys. I'd rather feed the cats in the cat house because the cats are going to eat too.
Damn right, man. You're running the promotion. You're making the damn posters. You're making the reels. You're going out there and beating their ass. You're doing it all. What aren't you doing?
The whole lot, mate. The whole lot, mate. Even printing my own tickets. See? Here's my printing machine here. My cards, my tickets, a whole lot, mate. Every single thing all comes from the heart. It's, you know, trying to save money. Even my own PA system. That's what happened. The big fat guy, untrained, mate, nearly dropped me on a body slam, mate. You know what I mean? It was terrible, mate. And then anyhow, yeah, he turned around and he bullied me, pushing his way untrained because he had a PA system. And I turned around and said, mate, you're a piece of dirt. You want to keep him APW? We're going to do a Royal Rumble. You're going to get bashed by everyone. You know what I mean? Okay. And he turned around and he ran. No, actually, he did come back. He ran away afterwards. Yeah, because I got nothing against the Yankees, but I got I run it like a MC club, like a motorcycle club, and well, I got a little chat room, you know what I mean? And about 2 o'clock in the morning, he started talking about the WWE. I got nothing against the WWE, but that's America and there's Australia, and that's my chat room, and that's going to try helping me make money. Talking about the WWE, how's it going to help you make money? Can I just give you a perfect example about one of my first shows about being actual wrestler, not a fan, you know what I mean? Okay. Like actually putting the hard work in. One of our first show was down that Dapto show down towards Wollongong, down south of Sydney. And it was an agricultural show. You know what I mean? An agricultural show, like a fair outside. And what happened is all the boys were backstage talking about what they saw on the WWE the night before. Me, I walked around the showground in my tights. And we were new to Australia. You know, people don't see so much of this pro wrestling. People laughing at me. Look at you, what are you doing wearing tights? And I said, I'm going to have a wrestling show. I'm going to do a wrestling show. I'm going to do a wrestling match in an hour's time. And I went through the whole venue, for the whole showgrounds, getting fans. And then when it's time to wrestle, mate, I had all these people out there. They all go, Phil Picasso, cheering like mad. And the promoters, he goes, man, you're over. And I feel like saying, yeah, only because I ran around and, you know, pushed myself before the show and saw all the punters. And that's, you got to do hard work to get there, man, you know. Because the wrestling in Australia, it's sort of all Americans. We got the WPA, same letters as me, but in different orders, mate. And they fly the Yankees over, they fly the Japs over, but they can't get themselves interstate. And the wrestling's very boring. But let's not go there. I didn't mention the whole fair. I mentioned the letters, but I didn't put in the right letters, so I shouldn't get in trouble for that. And if I do, I don't care because I taught half of those young punks anyhow, mate. And they're the ones running around rubbishing me, telling me my posters are crap. And it's uncool to come one of my shows or put me on your website because I'm not in the same letters. I've got the P, I've got the A, I've got the W, but there's a different sequence from me.
Fuck
You know where I'm coming from, brother? And, before I started, there's all this crap like, I'm doing a show here next week, so don't do a show. And they ring you up and they bully you. And I said, mate, I don't want to hear that crap. This is Australia. This is free country. And I will run when I want to run and where I want to run. And you know what? No, my next show, there's 6 shows in Sydney. No one's fighting no more because I know it's a waste of time when I'm in the thing. I just change the whole thing. APW has given it an even field, mate. You run when you won and may the best product win. That's my attitude, and that's what I'm wearing.
Hell yeah, good, and that's the way it should be. You're saying people call you up and they're talking shit, telling you not to run these towns, huh?
They used to do that, but not to me. They used to do that to each other.
Okay.
But next week there's 6 shows and no one's fretting nobody. They used to do that until APW came on the field because APW told them straight, do what you want, but don't give me a hard time. I'll run when I want, mate. Mate, I'll get a lot of respect. I'm known as a madman. I'm known as the king of Aussie Biffo, mate.
Okay. Hey, tell the listeners how did you get this reputation? How does one get a reputation like that?
Well, even the reputation's even more now with social media. But when you go out there and you got 30 chops and you laugh it off, Nikki Poet, she's from America, actually. She's from Virginia. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Nikki Patika, actual name is. Anyhow, last show, I'm wrestling Bruiser. He won, and I'm upset that he won, but at least he won in front of his little boy. And then I put the belt on his little boy, and I put a photo up on social media with his dad with the belt and the little boy with the belt, because I can do that. I can cut you out and put you wherever you want. You with a PNG sticker. But anyhow, she ran in. I didn't even know she was there because it was an AWE show, not an APW show. You know what I mean? And I didn't even know she's there. The next minute, she rolls in there, does this cannonball. Bang! Straight in my nose, man. And she broke my nose and the blood coming out. And, mate, it was so funny, bro. It was so nice, you know. Got the biggest pop of the night, mate. I enjoyed every minute of it. Who do you know breaks their nose and laughs it off? Just because, I tell you what, a good night, I've got a broken nose tonight, man. That's the type of person I am. You know what I mean? Like, I've gone out there and I've told them, chop me as hard as you can. And they go, mate, you're not a bloke, you might have a heart attack. I said, no, chop me. And when I go out there, mate, they go, after about 4 or 5 chops, Birdman, my fingers, they blown up. Yeah, it would hurt your hands a lot more than it hurt my chest, that's for sure.
Hell yeah, man. Good.
When I got this bird tattooed on my chest, not one drop of blood came out.
Man, yeah, you were trying to get busted open on the chest and couldn't get it to damn happen.
My back, yeah, two back tattoos. I just done a big day at work. Halfway, I got them all done in one sitting. Halfway through getting tattooed, I fell asleep and dribbled on the tattooer's bag. I thought he was going to belt me one. He goes, bloody hell, I've never seen that before, mate. I've never seen someone go to sleep while getting tattooed. I've got a very strong pain threshold.
That's exactly what I was going to say. Obviously, you have a very strong pain threshold, but at the same time, you got to love this shit to do it, regardless.
I'll tell you what I love more than anything, mate. Rockhampton is about 1,700 Ks away.
Okay.
There's a federation up there called Wrestling Alliance Rockhampton.
Okay.
And I've got a good APW there called Bruiser. Even though he killed the gatekeeper, see, the APW is all based on the tower, and the gatekeeper looks after the tower. And last show, he killed him. This guy's about 300 pounds. Second rope, mate. Splash, bang! And then him and Zoltan gave the gatekeeper a double suplex. He was already dead by then. And now my tower's stuffed. The gate's closed because the gatekeeper's dead, and he took the key back to him. But I've got a feeling that he's got to return from the gates of hell sooner or later. You know what I mean?
Oh, it's got to happen. I can't wait.
War Wrestling Alliance, Legends Rockhampton are top blokes, and they're the real Aussies, mate. You know what I mean? Up the north of Australia, mate, with a tattoo in the chest. The guy's got a big torso, big cow's head, a big bull's head on his head, and he's like a cowboy, mate. And they got trucks, and they got V8s, mate. And that's why I'm a heavy hauler. You know what I mean? But I'm a heavy hauler, and recently I was dropping the tail shaft off a big truck, and it hit me on the head. And I just laughed it off. I done more damage to the tail shaft than my head. But I'm really looking forward to get away from Sydney and go up to Rockhampton and hang with War, mate, and drink beer and live it up, man. You know what I mean? And have a good time up there. They've got to fly me up there, they're top blokes, and that's what I'm looking for. I want to get away from all the bullshit and go up there more than the wrestling, just to talk to these blokes and reach out. I want to sort of branch out. I want APW in one state, one fed each state.
Hell yeah. Good for you, man. Good for you. I'm glad you're getting the
And what I
opportunity.
do is, first couple of times I fly up there, I'm Birdman Phil Picasso, then I save up money. I say, listen, mate, if you want me to continue coming up there, I want to come up there with my belt and my banner, mate, and I'll pay out of my own pocket, mate. It's all about respect and honesty. You know, there's so much bullshit going on here. You're working for a promotion. You're one of the main guys. And you know, you think you're on the next show, and then the poster comes out, and you're not on the poster. Is that a mistake? No, you're not on the next show. Well, why didn't you ring me? Oh, I'm the booker. I'll do whatever I want. That's not respect, mate. All my boys in the tower, they don't have to ring me. They're on every single show. If they're not on the show, I'll give them a bit of respect and bring them way well beforehand, mate. That's what it is, mate. A bit on both sides, mate. Here in Australia, some of the wrestlers think they're better than Hollywood Hogan.
Right.
And you know what, mate? A lot of people have called me the Australian version of Hollywood Hogan. And
Hell yeah.
because that's the type of wrestling I like, mate. You know what I mean? I'm not into the Bret Hart. You know, I'm more into the Hollywood Hogan, Bagwell, those type of characters. But where it all started was when I was a kid, used to watch Aussie wrestling. I've seen Andre the Giant, and I've seen Mario Milano is a famous Australian wrestler and is very popular here. He's gone now, but he's actually my mentor, and I actually done a bit of TV work with him as well too.
Awesome. How cool.
And actually, I saw him as a kid, and then I was doing a bit of TV show for a bit of pay TV back in the about 2007. There was my dad there. My dad took me to see this Mario Milano, which was a legend in Australia, and still is a legend in Australia, but he's gone, you know what I mean? He's met God up in the sky. Very good man. And what happened is, they were picking on him, and he's going to get an award, and Fat Mark with all his goodies were going to bash him, and I ran out and made the save. And my dad, my kids, they'll say, especially my dad, mate, you know what I mean? My dad actually passed away last year, but I got to win the hardcore belt just before he left, you know what I mean, which is good, which is a good day, you know?
Oh, good. My condolences.
And that's why on the weekend when the young fella, Bruiser's little boy, saw his dad win the belt over me, I didn't worry so much. But, you know, it was all cheating, mate. She gave me a cannonball, and then when I went for the bird splash and done the cover, she pulled my legs. And then, because I was half gone, sorry to say it, but she punched me in the head and sent me through the sky. I was just lightheaded. Usually I don't go flying through the sky when the girl hits me, but that is Nikki Poet. And you know what, mate? I'm so proud of her. I love this girl, mate. You know what I mean? I'm just so proud of her. She broke my nose, mate. She's hardcore. She's pretty much like the female version of me, of Birdman Picasso.
Okay. Well,
no one wants to book her. No one wants to book her. No one wants to wrestle her. But you know what? The fans absolutely love her. That is my life story. Look, you think about it. I can't get a booking in Sydney. I had to start my own promotion, and they want to fly me interstate. What's that telling you, mate? You know what I mean? There's a bit of a tea party going on in here, and I'm here to smash it, mate. Slowly by slowly, people will start coming to my shows because I realise it's something different. It's a lot more entertainment. There's not this warm-up set, this first match warm-up, second match, they all gone home. What's that crap, mate? Give it straight into there, bro, straight into it. I just let my boys go for it. They really surprised me, mate. I let my boys go. I videotape the show, then I go home, have a few drinks, start making stories, watch the show, and then I start crying because I say, mate, I taught them that.
I get it.
You know, my APW brothers do me proud.
Good. Good, man. So it's ultra rewarding, and like you said, it's different. I've seen the flyers, like you said, the gatekeeper, and you have the mountain and the guys at the top. You're doing something different.
It's a tower like Mortal Kombat.
Yes, that's what I took from it. I figured it was inspired by Mortal Kombat. I love it.
Yeah, 100%. One of my fans talked about rankings, and I think, oh, yeah, Mortal Kombat rankings, great. But that's it, mate. You know, let's talk about the fans, man. You invite them to your house, mate. You give them free tickets. You buy them birthday cakes. And guess what, mate? They don't even come to your show, mate. They go and see the W, the P. Let's not go there, bro. I don't want to get in trouble, mate. But it's the same letters, but different order, mate. You know what I mean? Completely different order. If you know anything about Sydney wrestling, you know who I'm talking about. The fat cats, the big timers, mate. You know what I mean?
Well, it sounds like you was pretty cool to these fans, and then they didn't show up to your shows. That's pretty cool for a promoter to do for the
Yeah, they
fans.
don't want to come to my shows because it's uncool to follow APW because they're not part of the Tea Party. They're not part of the Click Club.
Okay. Yeah, the outsiders.
But, you know, Derek, isn't it? Who cares? Who gives a rat's backside? Because you know what, mate? There's about 6 million people in Sydney, and I'm plugging into that market, you know what I mean? Not only that, I'm going in a state. I can't wait till I go up to Rockhampton. You know, you don't know what those guys are like up there, mate. You know, the good country boys, mate.
Yeah.
Rough, tough. Mate, you built the living daylights out of each other, then you sit down and have a beer and laugh about it, mate. You know what I mean?
Who would you like to get your hands on up there? Who you looking at? Who you want to? What we're going to do when we go up there?
The big 300-pound bruiser, the same bloke that killed my gatekeeper. That's all I want to get, bruiser.
Definitely after
and
his
I wouldn't mind actually having a drink with Colt Winchester, the Queensland legend.
Okay, we're going to have a drink with him. We're not going to destroy him.
Well, maybe destroy him, then have a drink with him afterwards. And I reckon he'd laugh it off. He seems like that type of person. That's why I'm going up there. And what about the Clown? The Clown got blacklisted in his hometown, man. And I'm going up there. Oh, he's a piece of dude, but I don't like him because here's another one, mate. No one wants to book him, no one wants to wrestle him, but all the fans love him. So I wanted to put him on my show, and I'm flying some guy from Melbourne, and he pulled the rug on me. And now I've got this idiot from Melbourne, mate, which is a complete idiot, you know.
Okay.
I want to keep the kayfabe, but I think the fans know what I'm talking about. I've done a screw job on him.
Oh, okay. Tell
Bret
us
Hart style. Best thing ever. Even half the fans knew. Well, I'll prove you except for him, but he still doesn't know it.
Dude, didn't you realize it was a screw job?
Nah, I love the screw jobs. I do them all the time to people. They do them to me as well, mate.
Oh, yeah, that's like a thing y'all do.
I've been out there, that run out, felt the living daylights out of me, eh? Hey. And a beer after time. Good one, Booker.
See, y'all's over there just changing the finishes on each other and shit. Oh, you
and
what
about? Okay, I don't know how kayfabe. You take out what you want, and put whatever you want. But you know what I mean? People, storyline. I've hurt my shoulder. That's not part of the story. So I'm not going to sell that bloody bullshit, mate. You know what I mean? You hurt yourself out there. You can prove to the fans that it's really, you got to hide it, man. You know what I mean? You go with the flow, man. Yeah. You know, half the time I don't know. Mine's not premeditated. I just go out there and go for it, mate. You know, like two kids in the playground, mate. We just built the living daylights out of each other, mate. You know, who's going to win? We don't know, mate. Usually we don't even pick a winner. We don't care, mate. We just wrestle till the bell goes. Keep it as a draw, mate. You know what I mean? These bookers, mate. Oh, what are all the finishes? Can't have 5 splashes. Who cares? Have 10 splashes, mate. As long as they poppy, mate. As long as the crowd's happy, who cares, mate? You know what I mean?
Okay. Well, let me ask you this. A big controversy in my neck of the woods nowadays is stick to your times. So if we're kind of doing what we want, is it important to you as a promoter that your boys stick to their times or go out there and do what you want?
Not at all, mate. Not at all. I got certain rules, mate.
Okay.
My number one rule is that, you know, I don't want blood all over the ring because it's not my apron, mate. So if you get busted open, take it home, mate. You know what I mean? It's good to get busted open, but take it home, mate. You know what I mean? Okay. Don't go out there putting blood all over the place, mate. The punters don't like it either. I've had people walking out, you know what I mean? That's what happened to one club, mate. The Bruiser is my best. You know, I love building this bloke. He's my best mate, the Bash mate. And we're doing a hardcore match in the McDonald tray. You know the McDonald tray? He smashed across my head. Then he used it like a cheese grater and opened me up like this. And then he smashed this chair and that chair, and there was blood everywhere, mate. It's spraying into the audience. No, I knew it wasn't a good look, so I had enough of the guy, and I suplexed him through the table and took it home, you know what I mean? And then after the show, they came out, they wanted to stitch me up, but I just got my new, mate, and it had a Chevy motor, a LS1. Commodore. Okay. And I just bought the thing, 6-speed. I've done it really hard for 20 years, paying twice support. Then mine and my best mates dropped dead. Thank you, Paul. Sorry that you dropped dead back. Left me a bit of money, and I bought this unit, and I bought this V8. And they turned around and they said, go to hospital, we'll take your car. I said, no one touches my car. So I just put a bandage around my head like a wounded soldier. And then I stayed up all night playing the poker machines because I was too scared to go to sleep just in case I went to sleep and then wake up and bled to death in my sleep. So I played the poker machines all night. And the promoter gave me an extra $20. for bleeding and, you know, getting busted open and going so hard. And then the next day he rang me up and told me off because he nearly lost the club because it wasn't a good look, me playing the poker machines all night. But no one came up and said, hey, Birdman, it's not a good look, go home.
Right, gotcha. Okay, well.
But then COVID came, and I went to that club, and none of the wrestlers wanted to wrestle with a mask on. I don't care, I wrestle with underpants in my head. You don't understand how much I love pro wrestling. I love it so much that we done a show in Bega, and one of the spots was for me to get dropped in camel shit, and I went into the camel shit. And, man, that was terrible. The camel shit is a lot worse than any other poo I've been. It's a lot worse than bird poo. So I ripped those tights off, and I left them in Bega.
That's great.
They were my favourite shows, brother. They were my favourite shows, the country shows, the agricultural show, because they were challenging, you know what I mean? They're not into professional wrestling. They're into something called Aussie Biffo. It's hard to entertain the crowd. See, the thing is, I'm not getting really big crowds, but my crowds go wild, mate. Like me just opening up the door to the skippy music and just clapping my hands, the crowd can go with me. One of my shows, I've got a karaoke speaker, maybe it's a karaoke speaker. Then the show, the fans were singing like a prayer, you know what I mean? It's just fantastic. It's a lot of love, mate. And, you know, last show I saw 20 people off the special bus, you know, special people, you know,
Sure.
the ones that they're my biggest fans. And, you know, that's why I think God's looking after me, because ever since I started APW, I think my dad in heaven is helping me out because things are just flowing into my hands, mate. Things are just going good. And I love the special people. So I gave them 20 tickets, mate, 20 free tickets, because I'm giving free tickets out all the time. I just don't want to look bad. It's not about the money. It's about image, you know what I mean?
For
Get in
sure.
there.
I say it all the time. Perception's everything.
I've only started. Until I can fill the venue, I'm not worried about making money. I want to fill the venue first, then we'll worry about making money. It took me a long time to start because I knew once I started to do it my way, to begin with, I'm going to lose money.
Hell yeah. I like you. You're about the love of the game. You're not about making the money. I love it.
So far, I pumped about 15 grand into my business and I got about 2,000 or 3,000 in return. So I'm not doing too bad. That's over 6 months. It's not that much to start a business, mate. And I've got a very good paying job where I work hard. I'm actually a tow truck driver. But I don't only tow cars. I also do big trucks as well. You know, your big American trucks with the Road Ranger box, mate. You know what I mean? Yeah, the Road Ranger box, mate. You only actually use the gears when you're starting on a flat or uphill. Even downhill, just let the thing roll, put in the fifth gear and just throw it in there. Because they all talk about the revs. It's got nothing to do with the revs, mate. It's got to do with the road speed.
Okay.
Sorry, mate, it's got nothing to do with wrestling, but it's Birdman. Yeah, that's very hard, you know, because that's just me. I go from here, there. I can't even follow my brain half the time.
Hey, man, we're on YouTube. I guarantee you're keeping folks' attention, so you go in whatever direction you want to go. We'll come back to wrestling eventually, by God.
I don't know. It's the middle of winter time, but I'm bloody hot, man. I think it's all that big workout and that C4 I had pre-workout. You know what I mean?
And it's WrestleRoni,
Yeah,
man. We're big time. We got thousands watching. I knew it was going. I'm excited. I'm pumped over here. Believe me, I'm
quack. I love an audience.
Oh, it's a pleasure to have you, man. Like I say, you've been entertaining me for months now on Facebook. I knew you'd be
thanks for watching, mate. I'd like to say thank you to you and all the fans worldwide for giving me support and watching my reels, mate. You know what I mean? It really makes worthwhile, you know? But like my wrestling, you know, just make one person happy a day, I'm happy. That's what it's about, all being happy. Honestly, mate, I only fight in the ring. And if someone wants to punch me in the street, I'll just keep on walking because I'm a real man. Please, mate, keep the fighting for the ring, mate. That's what the ring's for. You know, I started off as a street kid, a young bloke, and I wish someone came up to me and said, listen, Phil, don't have to fight in the street. Don't have to worry about getting assault. Some people don't want to see it, mate. You know what I mean? Here's a ring where people want to see it. You'll get paid for something which you could have gone to jail for. You know what I mean? Which is unreal. I never had that opportunity. I tell my boys, mate, I've got two boys, 24 and 18, and I tell them, mate, when they have a fight, mate, why are you doing that? Your dad's got a wrestling promotion, mate. I love my boys, and even though I was divorced, I paid all my child support. My ex-wife done a real good job, and I used to bring the boys on tour with me all the time because we used to travel up and down Australia, you know what I mean, up down the coast. I used to get up early, go to Port Macquarie, take the boys for a swim, and it was real bonding, mate. You know, real bonding on the road, mate. It was fantastic, mate.
Good.
They brought me really close to both my two boys. I spent a lot of time on the road with them. A lot of time,
awesome.
You know. They used to come with me all the time. They used to love it,
And it
hanging with the wrestlers and that.
It sounded like your dad enjoyed wrestling too, so it's kind of a family thing. Y'all enjoy the wrestling.
When the boys were naughty, I used to do slams on them. I used to throw them around on an old mattress, you know what I mean? So they used to be naughty on purpose so I could give them a suplex and a slam. They used to love it, you know what I mean?
Yep. Believe me, I'm a father of 3 little girls, and I'll be throwing them around. So,
sweet as, mate, yeah. And what it is, you throw them around, you know how to do it, then some other idiot throws them around and is not protecting your neck, and you just rolling your eyes. Oh, my God, man, you know what I mean?
Oh,
So
yeah.
be careful of that, brother.
Yeah, good point. Good point. That nothing's scarier than that. Good point.
That pick him up and then next rolling around like a lollipop, mate. Get you like a rag doll. That's what I must say. I love getting rag doll when they just get thrown around. I love the big blokes. They hurt you a lot less when they throw you up in the air. You know what I mean? Because you're like a cat. You got more space to sort of spread out and land. You know, land flat, mate. You know what I mean? So you don't hurt yourself as much.
Okay, makes sense. Yeah, and I'm sure you've taken your bumps in your day.
Oh, yeah, let me tell you a story. I was doing a charity show in a boxing ring, and he paid me well. And the bloke whipped me off the rope, and he called back body drop. Mate, I can't do a back body drop at training, so I've done this back body drop, and I've got 10 foot up in the air. It was fantastic, mate. But when I came down, man, I sort of pretty much landed on my head, and I could hardly walk, mate. You know what I mean? I had to show the next day to set up the ring. So it's straight to the supermarket in the morning, some Fontara anti-inflammatory pills. Down they go. And the show, you carry on. You know, here in Australia, you get some bloke hurting his shoulder. Oh, I've got a bad shoulder, I can't wrestle no more. Oh, I hurt my knee, I can't wrestle no more. Mate, I've got chalk knees, and you know what? I can't turn my neck. Haven't been able to turn my neck for the last 10 or 15 years. Really hard when I'm driving. You know what I mean? Part of pro wrestling, mate. My back hurts every time I wrestle, but I'm not going to see a doctor. He's going to say, hey, listen, Birdman, you got a couple of cracks in there, you know what I mean? You got to stop wrestling. So I'm not going to go down that road. What I do, this is my religion, bro. This is my lounge room, mate. That's what I do, mate. Fixes everything. Fixes the whole world. Pump it out, brother. Pump it out, man. You know what I mean? Build muscles around those joints that are sort of falling apart, mate. Okay. Actually, many years ago, in my 30s, they told me that if I gave up bodybuilding, I'd end up like a jellyfish, mate. It's the weights keeping me together. They're pumping the weights. The muscles keeping my whole body together. Once I lose them, I'll become like a jellyfish.
I'll be damned. So you're steady pumping.
Yeah, I'm going to be like the wrestler. You seen the movie The Wrestler, mate? Die out with a big splash at the end, mate. Big body slam, mate. Or either that or in the cat house. You know, at the end of the day, I don't want to be religious, but I believe in Jesus, and I love Jesus, but I love being a sinner too. And the thing is, there's a place called hell, so they say, but it doesn't worry me, mate, because I enjoy pain. And when I'm down there, it's not like the pain can kill me. I'm already bloody dead.
Oh, shit. Okay, so if you got that philosophy, you can pretty much do what the fuck you want then, huh?
Yeah, but I've got a good heart, mate. I've got a good heart, bro.
I can tell.
You know what I mean? I've got a heart of gold. You ask anybody. I look after people, mate. I might be a sinner, I might be bad, but I've got a good heart. And the good book always says, just before you die, go, I'm sorry, Jesus! And he'll open up the gate for you, so I've got to try that one. I'm out there, bro. I'm out there, man. You know what I mean?
You're having fun.
Sometimes I'm good. Sometimes I play Jesus, and sometimes I play the devil, man. Especially when I'm in the ring. Nice bloke out of the ring, but I'll tell you what, brother, you don't want to jump in the ring for me. But and they turn around, oh, I thought this was fake. No, not Aussie Biffo. Nobody told me.
So you're saying once that bell goes, you're a different type of character then.
Oh, mate, when I first started, I don't want it to be bad, but I used to turn around and say, mate, you can stick your hurricane runners up your bum. You can stick that American Yankee shit wherever you want, mate. There's Aussie Biffo. You know what I mean? We'll hit each other for real, mate. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh. Okay.
But I'm quite sure, I know you Yankees. I don't want to put, you know what, mate? It's money in WWE, but the independent things which I've seen, mate, they just go as hard as us guys, mate. You know what I mean?
Thank you. Yes. We got to. Do you watch much of our independent scene over here?
Yeah, all the time, mate. I've watched quite a bit of it.
Okay, cool. Yeah, there's a lot of good stuff. There's a lot of good stuff.
Yeah, a lot of good stuff, mate. You know what I mean? I just keep away from that fucking wish-wash Tea Party propaganda, the fucking big promotions like the WWE, mate. Not into that crap, you know what I mean? Actually, to tell you the truth, I'll be honest with you, mate. As a kid, mate, I used to watch pro wrestling in Australia and got taken off the wrestling, mate. People like Bruiser Brody, mate. You know, they go out there. You know, heard of Bruiser Brody? He went out there, man, and I saw this match, and he walks through the crowd, and they all part like the Red Sea, mate. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And he goes in there, and he builds a bloke, and 30 seconds later, he's taken out on a stretcher, jumps back out of the ring, and they all part like the Red Sea, mate, you know? And, you know, that was all unreal, mate. And wrestling was so real back then. And then he came on TV. It was WWF back in the mid-'80s, and there was that beat us beefcake, and I thing, Hollywood Hogan too, and I was watching it. They missed with their punches, mate. I go, what a load of fucking shit. And I'll turn the TV off, and that turned me off. That's what happened, man. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I'll be honest. I'm not going to lie, mate. I don't care who I rubbish. I don't give a shit who's upset with me, but that's what I saw, and that's what I think, you know? And that's why I'm
honest. I want you to speak your mind and be honest. I totally understand it. Believe me, we're big Bruiser Brody fans over here at WrestleRoni. There's a world of difference between Bruiser Brody and Brutus the Barber Beefcake.
And that's the thing, mate. You get these little blokes doing flip. Who cares, mate? No one asks about you, you know what I mean? The 300-pound bruiser from Queensland comes down to Sydney from War and Venom. You know, wrestles for War and Venom Pro Wrestling up there. Cobra Jones, mate, the only bloke that's made my chest so purple. No one has opened up my chest besides Cobra Jones, but he's still a snake. Anyhow. But you know what I mean? You know, no one asks for the little blokes, but everyone's going, mate, when's Bruiser coming back? A 300-pound comes out, 6'8". The crowd go, wow, look at that! And I'm lying there, and the gatekeeper is lying there, the poor gatekeeper, and there's that big bloke who's got to jump off the top rope. The gatekeeper's just, poor gatekeeper. I'm sorry, man, I miss my gatekeeper.
Oh man, I'm sure. He'll be back. He'll be back.
I hope so, because the tower's locked. He put the keys with him and held it on, going down there to get it back, mate, because they say to him, not let me back, you know what I mean? He might keep me down there. I'm not ready to go down there yet.
Well, what's
got a bit more wrestling to do.
Well, I just kind of want to see how your mind works. How do we bring this guy back? A hypothetical, if you will. How could we bring this guy back into the promotion? Like I say, hypothetical speaking, how does the Booker part of the brain work there?
Oh, he just comes back from the gates of hell twice as strong. Invincible, mate. He just comes back, bro. He's just had enough of hell and just comes back, mate. You know, it's pro wrestling. We do whatever we bloody want, mate. Especially the APW.
Yes, exactly. You can do whatever you want. Thank you. That's a soundbite.
You know how real APW is, mate. I don't even know who's going to win or lose, mate. I watch the video to do the ranking at the end. I'll just go out there and say, here you go, do what you want, mate. You fight him, and out you go, mate. Who wins? I don't fucking know. Work it out, man, you know. Whoever knocks the other one out wins, I suppose, mate. Whoever pins his shoulder, I don't know. You go and work it out, mate. Just sit back and just let him go for it, brother. You know what I mean? Do what you want out there. Give them creative freedom, mate. You know what I mean?
Good.
But what I hate is when I tell one of my boys, okay, you got to be the good guy today, and the other guy's a bad guy, and they go out there, and the fans go the other way.
Yep.
The fans start cheering the heel and start booing the face. Mm-hmm. And they're still trying to play their characters when they shouldn't be doing that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The fans decide, mate. I don't decide if you're baby face or heel. The fans decide, mate. You give the fans what they want, mate. Like I said, I never wanted to be the Birdman Picasso. They made the Birdman. You know what I mean? But because I was Phil Picasso in Australia, wrestling small, the other worst thing is wrestlers changing their names every 2 weeks. It's very hard to get established in Australia to begin with. And then, well, you want to make it harder by changing your name every 2 weeks? Mate, some people out there got no idea, mate. You know what I mean?
Okay. Yep.
But before I go, the most important thing I hate is people telling me I'm unprofessional, telling me how to do things, but they won't open up their wallets. You know what I mean? If you got the insurance, you got the workers, and you got the ring, and you're happy to open up the wallet, do it your way. If you don't want to open up your wallet, shut your bloody mouth. Otherwise, Birdman Picasso will invite you into the ring and shut it for you.
Makes perfect sense to me.
You get a lot of that crap here, mate. And then some guy telling you is only about 5 foot tall with a squeaky voice. You go, mate, every time you go out there, you look bad. And then they turn around and you go to a school and they go, you shouldn't put untrained people in the ring. And you got this big fat guy in the ring. And the crowd go, no neck, no neck, no neck. And bring the house down. They don't want to see him. And they say you shouldn't put him in the ring. People don't want to see that. He's untrained. But the fans go, no neck, no neck. And then you look at their school and there's some little skinny, weedy bloke that should be nowhere near a ring, mate. Even the Mexicans. See, what happened at one of my last shows, when I come out with my chicken mask, I put on one ring post and the crowd go, yay! Then I put on the other ring post, yay! Then I put on this ring, yay! And I'm running backwards and forward, man. And next minute, boom! I fell on my face, mate. You know what I mean? The crowd laughed their heads off. And the young Mexican turned around and said, you old dog, are you a fighter or what? You're making wrestling look stupid. And I said, mate, I don't believe my own bullshit like you, and you should really get down to the gym. You make wrestling look stupid every time you jump in the ring. And next minute, about 10 Mexicans attacked him. Time to pull his head in.
Oh, shit.
Show the Birdman a bit of respect. because that's it, bro. I've done a show once, and the first match was a stinker. Then I went out to the second match. It was a country show up in Newcastle somewhere, and I went out dancing like a bird, and I saw a group of people, and they're looking at me, shaking their heads, thinking, what the hell have we paid to see? First match is crap. Now we've got a middle-aged man running around with a chicken mask on his head. But, mate, when I went out there, I absolutely smashed the bloke, and I get thrown around by this big guy. Mate, they'll love me after that, man, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But the best one was Paul Macquarie. I went up Paul Macquarie in the early years. I was wrestling a bloke, and, you know, mate, we were wrestling so hard and so real that at the end of each show, Simon Luff, he had his hands in a bucket of ice from punching me in the head, and I had ice on my head from where he'd been punching me. I had eggs all over me, you know what I mean? And we done a show up at Paul Macquarie, and the beginning, suplex, flying headbutt from the top ropes, closed on out of the ring, and the crowd just sitting there, just watching me. And I said, stuff this, mate. I've come 500 Ks, and you guys are not going to clap. You guys are not going to cheer me on. What's the point, mate? I might as well go home. And I went to that bar, and I bought myself a beer, and I threw the beer down and go, scar, 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 scar. And you know what, mate? After that, all I had to do was fart and don't clap their hands. Okay. When you got the crowd, brother, you got the crowd. Right. When you haven't got the crowd, you haven't got the crowd. And it's not always about wrestling, mate. It's about giving the fans what they want.
And obviously you figured that out, man. And like you said, don't judge a book by its cover either. You might be coming out.
Oh, yeah, one day they told me to do some chain wrestling with this big dude, mate. So I started doing some chain wrestling, and the fans going, boring, boring, boring. I said, bugger this. So I gave him a big punch in the air, I gave him some obviously biffo, bang, I hit him hard. And I suplexed him, mate. And the crowd, they all started cheering again. And I'd only been wrestling for about 6 months. I went backstage crying, and I told Fat Mark, the book of the IWA, I said, man, Mark Mercedes, that's his name. I made friends with him anyhow. We didn't talk for 7 years, but then I realised when my dad passed away, we've got to be friends, mate, because you're not on the earth forever. Anyhow, I went backstage trying to say, man, I've got to give this up. He said they called me boring. And he goes, no, man, they didn't call you boring, but you got it back. That's more important.
Yeah, that's exactly. And that's a good lesson to learn. That's a positive one, by God. And it sounds like you've definitely figured out that formula, too. I've seen the videos. I've seen the footage. The fans are behind you. You're a damn hard dude to hate, man. Like, you're a likable dude.
Drag the crowd in there, mate. Drag the crowd in there. You don't know where he is. He's just giving you a slam. You don't know where he is, and you ask the crowd, where is he? Where is he? They go behind you, go, what? And by that time, bang, you've caught one in the head, mate. You know what I mean? Drag the fans with you, mate. You know what I mean? You might have seen the clip. Cobra Jones just chopped me the living daylights out of my workmate's little son. And my little workmates go like this, you know, and they remember it for life. And then all my fans, I try putting him into my videos, you know what I mean, to make them feel good, mate. Okay. Because that's what wrestling's about, making people feel good. And I feel good when I get builded. So I'm getting builded, and I'm happy that while I'm getting builded and I'm building people feeling good about it.
There you go. I can relate. I can definitely relate. What about?
It all comes back to the Three Stooges.
Okay, yep, that makes sense too. Have you been on the opposite side of the coin, where the fans wanted to absolutely kill you, and you were in a situation where you was going to have to fight a fan or something?
No, they've tried making me a heel in the past, but it just doesn't work.
No? Okay.
No, I've tried being a heel, but the fans just love me. I don't know why, but they just love me, you know what I mean? I'm just maybe face 24/7, you know. I just can't be nothing else. It just doesn't work.
Okay, makes sense to me, man. It does.
I'm sorry, I just had to put something away there, man.
Oh, you're fine. You're fine. We're in the final stretch, so I tell everybody in the final stretch, I want you to plug whatever you want to plug, whatever tell you want to tell, whatever you want to promote. I don't care, man. The platform
Advanced Pro Wrestling, Texas.
Okay.
My brothers, AP. I've got APW brothers all over the world, mate. If you're APW, come and see me. I'll put you on my website. Doesn't matter what your APW stands for, but APW all over the world, mate. You know what I mean?
Well, you got a brother in West Virginia now.
Oh, thank you, brother. That's the thing, mate. People ring me up and they book me, mate, and the next minute, bang, they've got a poster straight away. War, Wrestling and Legions, Rockhampton, mate. I love those guys. They're flying me up there, and I'm going to go beer drinking. Australian Wrestling Entertainment, mate. Mm-hmm. Good people, mate. Psychotic, my tag partner. I love the bloke. He helps me with the wrestling show. The Nana from Australian Wrestling Superstar and the Skippy, the Bouncy Kangaroo. There'll be nothing without the Nana. I love the Nana. But my Sergeant of Arms, top kid, mate. Top bloke, mate. I love Buzz, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I think that's about it, man.
Hell yeah. Man, I hope
And
to have
thank you, brother.
Who is
Thank
it?
you for viewing and thank you for putting me on your show.
Oh, thank you for accepting the invite. Like I say, huge fan.
Anytime, brother. We can do this again. Anytime you want to talk to me, you know where I am. I'm more than happy, mate, for my Yankee brothers.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Look at
Hit him
us.
high, hit him with the old Aussie bit five. Thank you.
Aussie, Aussie, Aussie. Oi, oi, oi. That's about all I know.
Yeah, I love that one there. Aussie, Aussie, Aussie. Oh, yeah, I've had that one a few times out in the ring, eh?
Okay,
That's
awesome.
cool.
Hey, we're going to have to get you over here.
Hey, before I go, can I give you my favourite saying, mate?
Please.
And don't forget, the louder you scream, the harder I hit.
I love it. Check him out,
I've had that for years. You ever seen the Evil Dead 2 when that guy's hand gets possessed? The hand guy, he chopped his hand off with the chainsaw because his hand gets possessed. That's what I like. I put my hand out there. And I tell the fans, and don't forget, the louder you scream, the harder you, and they scream, and the hand goes, oh, wobbly all over the place, and you can't control it. And that's when you got to be careful. That's when I really, really, really chop your hand, mate.
So you're going out there and going all Ash Williams in the ring, huh?
Yeah, exactly right, mate. Especially with the hand gets possessed by their screams.
I knew I liked you. It's been a pleasure, man. We're definitely going to have you
It's been
back.
a pleasure. I had a lot of fun, man.
In the meantime,
yep.
In the meantime, you keep killing it. Keep making these reels, please. Like you said, if you make one person's day, well, I promise you, you make my day every damn day. You can watch Saturday Night Shoot Masters Episode 2. You'll see me right there in the car talking about you, showing the wallpaper on my phone. You got a fan out here in West Virginia. We're going to get you over here one of these days to whoop somebody's ass in RSW.
No, I don't think I can because of what I've done as a young kid, mate. I got a bit of a naughty boy. Not bad enough to lose my government job, but bad enough not to be loud out of the country.
I tell you what, I like you so much, I'll bring somebody to you then.
Oh, that'd be sweet as, bro. I got a spare room from right here, mate. I live by myself. There's my spare bed, mate. I look at it straight at my respect because one thing, mate, one day you're gone, one day you're dead, one day you're not here no more. I don't know what happens, mate. I've got an open mind. But one thing you leave behind is your name, mate. You know what I mean? And I got a bloody good name. I want to keep it that way, mate. I might be a sinner. I might be a bit of a hard bastard, but I got a heart of gold, mate. I go all the way out. And that's why people love me, mate. That's why I get bookings in the state. You know what I mean? Because I'm a good bloke. And that's why the fans love me too, because I'm a good bloke, mate. I'm known to give free tickets. I'm known to buy birthday cakes. It's all about the fans. Without the fans, we've got nothing. You know what, mate? You can be the best wrestler in the world. Remember, mate. But if there's no promoters out there, there's no platform, you're a piece of dirt. So treat your fans and treat the fat cats with a bit of respect, mate. You give your word, show up. I hate people doing no shows. Like if they get hurt or there's some emergency, fair enough. Mate, I wrestled when my boy was in hospital 200 k's down the road, and the wrestlers said, well, what else can you do? I was on the post, I had to go there. I wrestled the same night that my dad died, and these idiots ring me up. Oh, sorry, I can't do the show, but I hope there's stuff out. But they haven't got an excuse. They go into a concert, or someone else booked them, and you go, what? And you want to do another show for me? Go to hell, mate. It's all about respect and love, mate, and a lot of people don't show that. But then I've got some really good workers, and I love war.
Yeah.
That's all I think about, because in Sydney, I'm not getting many people because they've been brainwashed not to come to my show. Up at Rocky, mate, they got 500 people at their last show. I reckon when I go up there, they might get 700 or 800.
There you go.
Because I used to do agriculture shows. I've wrestled all over Australia. I've done big runs. You know, when I first started, the book actually said, mate, we've got to take some time off. We're wrestling about nearly 30 shows a month at one stage when I first started.
Wow, hell yeah. So you got some matches under
and listen,
your belt.
you've been on tour, and you land the wrong way, and you could have walked, mate. Bad luck, mate. You take your anti-inflammatory pills and you wrestle the next day. Why, you got to ring up and get someone else when you're about 400 k's out of Sydney? No way. That's the way it works, mate. I'm old school, mate. I'm sick of these babies and these idiots, mate, you know. People turn around and say, oh, mate, it's only a work. Nah, well, piss off, mate. I'm not into the work. I like hitting people for real. There's a few people I really, really hate, which I really want to build. And one of them is Cabbage Badhead, mate. Because he blocked me. He friended me and he blocked me. Had the chance to belt me in the ring. Went to water. Anyone's come to my house and built me. I said, you come to my house, you get arrested, mate. You know what I mean? Yeah, piss off. What I'll do, I've got a stairway. I'll see him. I'll get the bar and I'll break his legs and I'll call the Porky Pigs. They take this idiot away, mate. He came to attack me.
Damn. Okay. Hell yeah.
Only in the ring, brother. Only in the ring.
That makes sense. Yeah, stay the hell away from my house. I feel it. There ain't nothing wrong with that. And no, I ain't coming to your house. I know that. If I come to your house, I'm
And
coming.
mate, you're
in
invited to my
friendship.
house anytime you're in Australia, mate. The door's open for you, mate. I'll take you beer drinking. Oh, you're married, so I won't take you to the cat house. But we'll go beer drinking and have a bit of a slap on the pokies.
Hell yeah, man. That's a goal in life. I'm coming over to chill Phil Picasso for a weekend. I can't wait.
That'd be unreal, bro. You're invited anytime, mate.
Thank you. Thank you for coming on. We're going to have you back in the future. I'll ask you to hang on the line here with me while I wrap up the show. That way I can say my goodbyes in private to you. But to the listeners, this is why we do it, man. It's these characters. It's the love of the game. It's these unique folks. Phil Picasso. Check him out on social media.
I love the company so much, I've got a tattoo on my arm. Sorry, brother.
It's been one for the books. I told you it would be. I told you. Live your dreams. Be kind to each other. Be a little bit more like Phil Picasso. Be different. Be you. We love you. We're out of here.
Bruiser, you like this belt, mate? I know you've had your eye on it for a long time. Nice belt. Look at that eagle. Look at the workmanship, mate. That'd be one of the nicest belts I've ever seen, mate. Nicest belt I've ever worn, mate. Come and get it, brother. May the 6th, they call it the 6th of May, Mayhem. And it sure be Mayhem. AWE show. Canterbury, Horsham Park, Leaf Club. Doors open 6:30 to 7. I'm not too sure, mate. I'll send you the link.
I don't know, man. First was the Nintendo Party boys giving the Birdman and APW a hard time, and now I see some garbage by that Tea Party. I think it's 5-star flashes, and mate, some Anthony, never heard of you, bro. Who are you, mate? Turning around talking about some crap. I didn't even read it, but I just saw my name there, mate. How dare you? How dare you mention the Birdman Picasso? And you know what, brother? Birdman is one word, not two. And how dare you mention my name with your Tea Party Federation? Isn't that the one that turned around and pitched my mate's club and then didn't have a truck driver and they rang me to drive the truck? You know what I mean? Don't tarnish me with that, mate. Put your head on the chopping block, mate. You want to get that all over Mexico and America, mate. You think I'm too know what I mean? Take you on any other name because of the legend. Say a little bit of respect, you Tea Party. Make me spit at the mouth, mate. Show some bit of respect, you Tea Party boys, mate. You don't even mention my name.
And you, brother, down to the Phil last time, doing that chair over your head like a crown. Then I played by you as a ring man. You know what I mean? So you ate him up, around. I said, what you do, mate? What you do? You fretted me, mate. You fucking fretted me. Hey, you fretted me, brother. And you got him to come around my house and belt me. Like I said, mate, you had a chance to belt me in the ring. And you went to water. And then you come around my house, mate. And, you know, like I said, mate, you come around my house, you got to get arrested, mate. Right in the ring, mate. They give you that shit about no rest, APW. I can get out the Australian because of worldwide and put Aussie. No, I have to cut out the B. Aussie big like wrestling, is it, mate? APV, like please, boy. What can I say about that one? No, they're left alone, let it go, mate. We're the good friends of that, buzz, mate. Well, why? My brother's out in Texas now.